Hello, I'm Alexander and today we'll take a look at the brand new THIEAUDIO Hype 4 in-ear monitors. The sample for today's review was provided by Linsol, much appreciated. No one paid me to make this review and all thoughts expressed in this review are my own. Hype 4 is a hybrid IEM with 6 drivers per side, 2 10mm dynamic and 4 balanced armature drivers. The Hype 2 that I previously reviewed on my channel has the same configuration of dynamic drivers, but Hype 4 has twice the balanced armature drivers, 4 versus 2. The IEMs also have beautiful 3D printed resin shells, good quality detachable cable and a fantastic sound signature. But as usual, we'll start with the unboxing. Hype 4 arrived in a large beautiful carton box with a sleeve. In the box we have THIEAUDIO Hype 4 IEMs, detachable 0.78mm 2-pin cable, large carrying case, 3 pairs of silicone ear tips, 3 pairs of foam ear tips, cleaning cloth and a warranty card. The impedance of Hype 4 is 17 ohms and the sensitivity is 105 dB. Hype 4 is available in 3 different color schemes: white, blue and black. Besides excellent tuning, the THIEAUDIO IEMs are famous for visual aesthetics and it's good to see that Hype 4 follows this path as well. The shells are made out of medical grade resin and the color pattern on the faceplate look gorgeous. The shells are glossy but surprisingly they don't catch the fingerprints easily. Each faceplate is individually decorated and coated. Both faceplates say THIEAUDIO and there are channel indication marks on the inside part of the shell, along with the model name. The shells have one vent hole located on the edge of the shell and it's covered with the mesh. Inside the shell we have a carefully selected driver configuration. The 2 dynamic drivers working in impact to isobaric configuration and 4 balanced armatures from Sonyon. Dual Sonyon 26A drivers are responsible for mid-range reproduction and dual Sonyon E50 Hummingbird drivers are responsible for the treble. The Hype 2 that I previously reviewed on my channel uses the same dynamic driver configuration and most probably the same dynamic drivers, but the balanced armature driver models are different. The nozzles on Hype 4 are made from metal, the nozzle diameter is 5.4mm and the nozzles are short. There is a metal mesh at the end of each nozzle and a lip that helps to retain the ear tip. Overall, I like the THIEAUDIO Hype 4 design and build and it's very pleasing aesthetically. The cable that comes with this IEM is 1.2 meters long, it has a straight 3.5mm connector on one end and 2 0.78mm 2-pin connectors on the other. If I'm not mistaken, this is the same EST5N OCC silver-plated cable that is shipped with the Hype 2, it's just in a different color. The cable connectors have no usual letter channel indication, however the base of the right connector is red, so this helps with the channel navigation a bit. The cable has a metal splitter that works well too, soft pre-molded ear hooks and a beautiful metal chin slider. Overall, I think this cable is pretty good, it's soft and is low in microphonics. The pre-molded ear hooks are soft too and it helps to achieve a relaxed fit with this IEM. Now a couple of words about fit and comfort. The shells are large but have a very natural and ergonomic shape, so they feel like a semi-custom IEMs. The shells are well polished and there are no sharp edges here. In my case the fit was excellent, but if you have small ears, you may struggle with the fit due to the shell size. I also had no issues with the stock ear tips, as I was able to secure a good fit and seal instantly, which is a huge plus for me. Switching ear tips to SpinFit's CP145 has made it even more comfortable. I've been using Hype 4 for extended periods, and as the fit was fantastic in my case, I never experienced any discomfort. In terms of passive noise isolation, the Hype 4 also performs well. It effectively blocks out most outside noise, allowing you to fully immerse yourself in your music without tuning the volume too high. Now let's talk about the sound. Please note that all sound impressions that I'm sharing on my channel are completely subjective, so please take them with a grain of salt. I also think I need to mention that my musical tastes are very diverse, and I'm listening to a lot of genres of music starting from classical and jazz and ending with EDM and death metal. At 17 ohms of impedance and 105 dB of sensitivity, Hype 4 is easy to drive and I had no issues driving it from my Samsung Galaxy S10. While this IEM won't benefit much from a more powerful source, I suggest using it with a quality source that can provide at least 50 mW of power at 32 ohms. This will have a positive impact on the sound and the synergy. The sound of Hype 2, which I previously reviewed on my channel, is nothing short of captivating. The Hype 4 refines it and takes it even further. The overall tuning is very engaging with a boosted sub-bass that doesn't bleed into mid-range. The mid-range is quite flat and the treble, while tamed a bit, has a good extension. And this is where the major difference between Hype 2 and Hype 4 lies. Just like Hype 2, there are two 10mm dynamic drivers in Hype 4. The addition of the second 10mm dynamic driver in isobarrel configuration significantly enhances the bass response, texture and definition. The bass here doesn't disappoint, it's rich, heavy and punchy. Both sub-bass and mid-bass extension are excellent without bleeding into mid-range. The sub-bass has a lot of authority and rumble, and EDM tracks in particular sound wonderful. The mid-bass impact is great too, it has a solid body and good texture. The details of the bass are good and it's also fast and well controlled. Just like Hype 2, the bass will please both bass heads and those who prefer some additional punch in the low-end register that you can both feel and hear. The mid-range on Hype 4 is quite flat, just like Hype 2, and it can sound a bit sterile and dry on occasion, which I like a lot. Vocals and instruments, while not being too upfront, have a good note definition and a good body. The mid-range sounds full and engaging. Lower mids don't sound thin, which is good, while the upper mids are detailed and textured. The upper mid-range on Hype 4 is a pinch more energetic compared to Hype 2, and I also like such tuning more. Overall, the mid-range sounds clear and detailed, and Hype 4 shines on vocals, both male and female. Despite not being too upfront on many tracks, I had a feeling that the artist was right in front of me, and this was quite an emotional experience. The treble extension of Hype 4 is great and very coherent. Hype 4 also has more air in the treble, the thing that I missed with Hype 2. The treble here is more detailed and it has a good amount of energy and texture. And it was never harsh, grainy or intrusive, no matter what music I was throwing at this IEM. The details and micro details are much better on Hype 4, and this is a major improvement over Hype 2. The treble on Hype 4 was particularly enjoyable when listening to genres like rock and metal that have a lot of distortion going on, as well as heavy and busy drum passages shine with life on Hype 4. Coming from Hype 2, at first I did not notice a lot of difference in the soundstage department. The soundstage is average in width and is quite tall, just like Hype 2. But after some careful listening, Hype 4 comes as a winner in the soundstage depth, layering, sonic realism and imaging, all of which are phenomenal. The Hype 4 has an open and spacious presentation with a fantastic three-dimensional sonic landscape. It has a great resolution, a lot of details and great instrument separation. I enjoyed Hype 4 both listening to my music and playing games, and I must admit, it rendered a gaming sound landscape with a lot of precision and an excellent sense of distance and direction. I already mentioned Hype 2 a few times in this review, so let's talk about the differences between the models. Hype 4 has twice the balanced armature drivers, 4 versus 2 in Hype 2, which results in better tuning. But this also increased the price of the IEM. Also, the balanced armature drivers used in both models are different. Hype 4 is using dual Sonyon 26A drivers for mid-range and dual Sonyon E50 Hummingbird for treble. Hype 2 is using a single Sonyon P2356HF4 for the mid-range and E25ST001D for the treble. Comfort-wise, both pairs are on par and come with the same amount of accessories, though I like the color of the cable on Hype 4 a little bit more. The differences in sound might be minor to some, but in my case the difference was quite audible. Hype 4 to me is a more refined version of Hype 2 with a better mid-range reproduction and better treble. The soundstage of Hype 4 is also deeper and the layering and imaging are better. So for me the price difference is fully justified, but your mileage may vary. If you already own Hype 2 and are seeking an upgrade, I would hold the horses, save money and upgrade to Monarch Mk3. If you don't own Hype 2, but the price for Monarch is too steep, I highly recommend checking out the Hype 4. It has a more mature tuning than Hype 2 and sounds much closer to the Monarchs. Let's summarize. The Hype 4, just like its younger brother the Hype 2, fully lives up to its name. I have put more than 100 hours into listening with Hype 4 and all I can say is wow. To me, Hype 4 is one of the best IEMs under $500 that I have experienced so far. I also didn't expect it to be a major upgrade over Hype 2, so I didn't set the hopes too high. But from the moment I unboxed it and did my initial tests, I understood that Hype 4 fixed all the tiny shortcomings of Hype 2 that I wasn't happy with. Pros: excellent design and solid build, excellent 6-driver configuration, great sound coherency, amazing bass response with good control, flat yet detailed mid-range, rounded but well extended and airy treble, excellent technical abilities, excellent stock cable and a large storage case. Cons: I don't think this IEM has any real cons, the same as Hype 2. In my Hype 2 review, I said that I wish that Hype 2 treble extension could benefit from some additional energy and texture. So this was fixed with Hype 4. Well done, THIEAUDIO. Hype 4 is a stellar addition to the world of IEMs in this price bracket and another fantastic release from the company. It's a combination of fantastic fit, excellent design and outstanding tuning that can easily rival a lot of the competition. Yes, it's not cheap, but if you can afford it, get it. It's a standout product in the sub $500 price bracket and I can easily recommend it to anyone looking for a solid pair of hybrid IEMs that work well with many genres of music. And that concludes my review for today. If you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to my channel. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.